you will demonstrate your VersaStyle concept. We've got your fashion event demonstration, which we're doing a lot of. Trade shows or craft shows, if you do those, you can demonstrate there. And then on-the-go demonstration, which is just everyday life, which we should be doing every single day. Thanks. Okay, so at your fashion event, it's really important for you to connect with the ladies. Get to know them as they're coming in, so you kind of know what their style is and a little bit about them. I think that is so, so important to make those relationships before the party starts. Before you start into your spiel, you want to get to know them so there's not that barrier there, right? So they feel a little bit more comfortable and at ease with you, and also so you know a little bit about them, so you can better demonstrate on them and help them pick out their jewelry. So connect. Share why you love it. I have like my top reasons why I love the VersaStyle concept, and all of you should come up with your top reasons why, and those are the things that you should always share. So when someone says, hey, I love your jewelry, be like, oh my gosh, you know what I love about this jewelry is, you should have your top reasons, right? Okay? Be excited, accentuate the value. Again, it's so important to talk about. The great thing about this concept is that you're getting one piece of jewelry and multiple looks, and it's really affordable, and it's really good quality, and there's a lifetime warranty. So important to talk about those things because women love that. They want a good value. Adapt to your group, and you know, like every fashion event is going to be different. You're going to have different personalities and a different dynamic at every fashion event. So you want to make sure that you can be adaptable. And I think a huge, and this is something, I worked at Clinique for many years, doing makeovers and things like that and selling makeup. And one of the most important things I learned doing that is you can't sell the same way to every person. You have to really kind of get to know people and kind of read their personality and kind of adapt to them and sell to them in a way that will be comfortable for them. And so I think that that's important to remember in your fashion events, is that every group's going to be a little bit different. Okay, sometimes you're going to get there and they're going to be a pretty stiff group, and they're not going to want to talk, and they're not going to want to play games, and they're going to be really, so you have to be ready for that, right? To deal with that. Sometimes you're going to show up and there are going to be 40 children running around and screaming, so you got to be able to adapt to that, right? And then you're going to get there and they're all going to be drunk and partying, and you know what I mean? So you're going to you just have to be adaptable, right? You got to be adaptable and be able to, you know, be comfortable with them on their level, okay? Not that you have to get drunk if they're all drunk. Okay. Again, get to know them. Okay. Okay, so when you're demonstrating the product, there's a few different ways that I like to do it, and actually I'm going to ask you, so start thinking of the ways you guys demonstrate your product at your fashion events, because I want to ask a few examples too, but I'm going to tell you a few of the ways that I do it. Okay, so a fun way to do a demonstration is, as the women are coming in and you're talking to them, have them choose some of their favorite pieces off the table. Be like, you know what, pick out a couple of things, I'm going to use you to demonstrate, if that's okay. And so then when you are ready to do your demonstration, you can pull these ladies up and say, okay, so-and-so has chosen, you know, these two pieces, and I'm just going to show you some of the different ways that she can wear those. And you're going to do maybe 3 or 4 different looks on her with those 2 pieces. Just totally change it up so they can see the versatility. And then say, okay, great, I want you to sit down and create a couple more looks for me while you're sitting there and I demonstrate on someone else. And then pull up the other person that you had pick out jewelry. Now, so-and-so picked out these 2 pieces of jewelry, and so I'm going to show you the different ways that you can wear these. And you can do it that way, and you can do that with however many people you want. Depends on how many people are at the party. If there's only a few, then do it on everyone, right? If there's a huge group, then choose 3 or 4 people to demonstrate on. Okay? Another great way to do this, and this is really, really effective, is when you take the same 2 pieces and put them on multiple people as many different ways as you can. This is what we did a lot, like on stage, when we did big presentations and things. It just has a really good impact. And a great way to do this is to ask women, you know, so get 3 or 4 women lined up and ask them, how do you normally wear jewelry? And the first person says, well, you know, I really like big, heavy statement pieces, you know, I like that. I don't usually wear bracelets or anything, or, you know, but I do love a huge, like, big chunky statement piece. Great, let me show you how you can wear it that way. and you demonstrate that on them, okay? And then you go to the next person. How do you how do you normally wear your jewelry? Talk to them and find out, well, I'm not a big necklace person. I actually really like belts and bracelets, and great, let me show you how you can wear it that way. So you're taking the same two pieces and creating a totally different look. And then the next person, oh, I love, long necklaces, and I like headbands or whatever. And so you can demonstrate in the way that they like it, and then once you've done that, go back to the beginning and go back down the line and totally change up everyone's look. Again, with the same two pieces. And it's a little bit of an investment to have, two of everything, multiple pieces. And if you can't afford that at the beginning, then just use the same two pieces and take them off the first person and put them on the second person, right? So there's an affordable way to do it. But if you can afford to have, a good, 3 or 4 sets of the same two pieces, it can be really good. It's great to have on display as well. That would be a good thing to display on your tables. Here's a few different ways that you can wear the same two pieces. Don't spend too long demonstrating. Once they understand the concept, we want them playing with the jewelry. That's going to be key. So keep it short. Make sure they understand how it works. Answer any questions that they have, and then just let them play. Let them play, because that's where the fun starts, and that's where they really will fall in love with the concept, okay? I love music. Music totally, loosens things up. There's something about it, it sets the mood, and people are a little bit more relaxed when there's music playing. So I always recommend not super loud and nothing too crazy, but have a little background music so they're having fun, okay? And so they loosen up. Be really involved. Like I said, get to know the women at these fashion events and help them, help guide them. I'm so excited. Our new catalog, I know we talked about this a little bit, but our new catalog is going to be really fun. We're kind of swinging towards helping women with their style and their fashion. And so in the new catalog, you're going to open it up and you're going to see in the beginning it's going to have 6 different pictures. We've kind of broken the jewelry into 6 different style categories. And it'll kind of give some women direction as to where to start. So help them figure out, which picture appeals to you most, which styles really jump out at you, and help them start in the right place. Because like Ariane said, a confused mind does nothing, right? And I am one of those people that has the hardest time making decisions and never knowing where to start. You hand me a menu at a restaurant, and I could sit there for a half an hour trying to figure out, everything looks good, and I don't know what to eat. And, it's so helpful when the server says, you know what, the most popular things are this, and my personal favorites. I always ask them, what are your favorite things? What are your favorite? Because they want to know. They need that guidance, okay? Most people. Some people know what they want, and that's what they get. And, but I find that most people like your recommendations, and they need a good starting place. Yes, Sean?
I was just going to say, when you set up all your jewelry on those displays at the beginning of the party or the event, then when you get ready for this phase, go take them all off the displays, take everything off the displays and lay it on the table. Okay?
Yeah, you need it to be approachable.
And it will get that I can touch it, right? So
that's the thing, and that's why we don't have a huge elaborate display for our fashion events. We've got our little display mats, a few of the necklace forms, but remember, these aren't necklaces, and so we need to display them, bring a boot, and do as many different things as you can with them, and then just lay them out. Make it approachable. We want it to be attractive, but not over the top. It needs to be duplicatable and approachable. If it's just laying there, people are going to be much more apt to pick it up and try it on, right? Oh yeah, there was a girl in Idaho, Jill Adams, who the weather was horrible, so she ended up being, late for the fashion event. And she got there, and all she did was she just threw just a handful of pieces out on the table. She didn't set up a display or anything. She demonstrated the concept, and it ended up being a $1,000 party. They all had a blast. They played with it. She taught them the concept. It was great. It was very simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate. This is all about just teaching them the concept and letting them have fun. Okay. Compliment people's creations. Women need that, right? Isn't it great when you go to the mall and you try something on and you come out and the person that's working there goes, oh my gosh, that looks awesome. That looks so good. And of course you're gonna buy it, right? So make sure that you're complimenting their creations. If you see something that you've never seen before, which you will at almost every fashion event, someone will come up with something you've never. I've been doing this for years, And I still see new stuff all the time. I love how creative people are. Make a big deal about it. Get your phone out and take a picture of it. Post it, okay? Make them feel important because they are important, right? And they are creative and they are enhancing their inner beauty. Don't be afraid to upsell. If you see someone is trying something on and it looks so cute, be like, oh my gosh, you have to see it with this. If you love that, you're gonna love this. Okay, so have your favorite combinations of things and make sure that you help women know what are good add-ons with that. Like I love Lush, I love it with Onyx Rain, I love Lush with just about everything. The whole Starry Night collection is great with Lush. And so it's great, like know your favorite things and don't be afraid to make suggestions and upsell. Okay? Use your wish list. The wish lists are so, so important and so helpful. You know, it's not an order form, it's just a wish list. Like write down, help them as they're trying stuff on and you can see that they love something. Be like, oh my gosh, that's Sorrento, let me write that for you. Write it on their wish list, okay? Help people out with that. And have fun, just be their friend. You're not a salesperson. You're just their friend, you're just demonstrating, you're just teaching them the concept, and you're having fun with them. And that will be so much better. I hate it when people say to me, I'm not a salesperson. We don't want you to be a salesperson. You don't have to be a salesperson. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for you to serve these women, to get to know them, to be their friend, and help them feel better about themselves. That's all I'm asking you to do, and everybody is capable of doing that. Everybody. Okay. So in a trade shows are a little bit different. Trade shows are good. I like trade shows for gathering leads. When we did our trade shows, it was a whole different ball of wax, and we've learned that since we've started this company. You know, we were all retail. It was just a different experience, but the demonstrating was the same. So I would say fashion events are your #1 most important thing, and always remember that. Fashion events is where it's at. Trade shows are good, but they're an added bonus. So don't build your business on the trade shows because it's just not as personal. It's harder to make that personal connection. It's harder to build those relationships. So fashion events are always #1 most important thing you can do. Fashion events and one-on-ones, okay? But trade shows can be fun too, and you can actually get some good out of them. So when you're doing a trade show, you want to have a great concept display. We had a big, huge display. It had 6 different necklace forms. It had a boot, it had a bodice, and we showed all the same 2 pieces of jewelry on everything, just all different ways. So it was really like eye-catching. At a glance, they could see that this was, holy cow, this is the same 2 pieces of jewelry. Okay, have a poster, you know, of all the different looks that you can do, you know, put on display your little picture in the catalog, all the different ways, you know, if you don't have all those pieces of jewelry. Have a lot of mirrors, make everything accessible, set up your booth so people can get to the product. The worst thing you can do is put a table across the front and stand behind it. Please, never, never do that. You want women to be able to approach everything and come in and feel welcome, and so have a good setup and good spacing. Okay, look good, dress nice, represent well. Don't show up in your t-shirt and jeans, your best pajama pants. Okay, we are representing a company. You guys are ambassadors for Mialisia, and I would hope that you would be classy. You all are here, so I don't have to worry about that. Be on your feet. Do not sit down ever at a trade show. Okay? Always be up and making eye contact with people and smiling and greeting every person that walks by. I cannot tell you how many trade shows I did where people sat in their little camp chair in the corner of the booth and were like, this is a horrible show. I haven't sold anything. This is a horrible show. I was like, well, yeah, it is for you because you're sitting there in the corner doing nothing. Okay, you have to get out there. You have to make eye contact and you have to greet people. If you don't, you're not going to sell anything and you're not going to even demonstrate. A great way to get attention is to be standing out in front of your booth, changing your jewelry. We would do that all the time. I always had a girl out there just changing up her jewelry all the time, and people walk by and they're like, what is she doing? What is she doing? And it's great. Use your attention-catching phrases. You know, have you seen what this jewelry can do? Are you familiar with VersaStyle jewelry? Come up with what are your phrases? You know, come up with your phrases that get people's attention. Everyone's got different ones. Mialisia is changing the way women wear jewelry. Get people's attention. Oh, sorry. I'm going too fast. This is actually in the back office, isn't it? will be. I think it is already, actually, because I did use this for, well, I need to update it, but I used it for conference in October, so. So yes, we could. Have fun. Have fun. You know, there was always a huge difference between we were bling time before. Bling time! But there was always a huge difference between our booth and every other booth at those trade shows. Like, people noticed, even the vendors would come over and be like, whoa, you guys are so, I always had lots of people helping me. We were always bubbly and happy and out interacting with everyone, you know, being friendly with all the vendors around us. A lot of these people do this for a living, and they are, it's sad. They're just sad people. And like, really, I felt bad for them because they just weren't happy. They didn't engage, and they just kind of sat there. It's really sad. Like, have fun with it. Be the type of person that people want to approach.
What was your nickname for that one show?
Some ladies all, you guys are like the happy hookers. She's like, people probably tell you that all the time. I was like, no, haven't heard that one yet. Happy hookers. We were happy though, and we had a great time. We had so much fun at these shows. And I always recommend, do bring some people to help you. If you're doing a big event, have some help. Because every person that walks by that you don't show the concept to is a person that you missed, okay? And when you're demonstrating, it's hard to really get everyone, okay? Okay, so have your quick demo practiced and ready. Everyone should have a 20-second demo. You should have 3 different looks that you can do in 20 seconds. So you need to practice. Figure out what that is. Figure out what your pieces, your favorite pieces are to demonstrate. I have my favorite pieces to demonstrate with. Some of them are a little, don't take Cleopatra and try and demonstrate that one, okay? You're not gonna have a lot of success. So have your favorite pieces. There are definitely pieces that are better to demonstrate with than others. They're just easier, right? Doesn't mean the other ones aren't as versatile, but there are ones that are easier to demonstrate with. So practice that. Know what your quick demonstration is, because a lot of times that's all you have is 20 seconds if you're lucky. Sometimes you're lucky if people even glance your way. Okay, so face out when you're demonstrating. If someone stops, I get to do my 20-second demonstration. Okay, so make sure you're facing out where everyone else can see you, because what happens when you walk past somewhere and there's people stopped watching? What do? You stop and watch, right? So if you're facing the back of your booth demonstrating to people, then they're not going to be able to see what you're doing. So I always really made a big point to like face out and to make eye contact with every person that joined. You know, so if another person came up and started watching, I would, you know, I see you watching me, make eye contact with them, smile, demonstrate to everyone, make sure you talk really loud so everyone can hear what's going on, and you will gather a crowd every time because people want to know what's going on. Okay? Don't be afraid to use your concept displays, reference to them. So you're only going to be able to demonstrate so many looks, but then be like, look at this. So these are all the same 2 pieces. Look at all the things. I just demonstrated a few of the things. Look at all the other things you can do. Reference those. Involve them. Get them to put on the jewelry. Grab someone. Hey, can I demonstrate on you? If you can get the jewelry on them, you have a much better chance of them buying something. Get them to try it on. Everyone grab a piece and create a look. You know, come on in. Try it on. Put stuff on them. Read people's body language. You're going to get people that do not want to be touched. Okay? And you're going to get people that are so rude, that won't even acknowledge you, that won't even... We had so many mean people. There are grumpy people out there, right? Don't be offended by it. It's just sad for them. I'm so sorry that your life is so sad that you just have to be grumpy. That's sad. I feel bad for them. But don't let it affect you. It's nothing personal, okay? If you say hello to someone and they're walking past and they don't even acknowledge you and you know they heard you, don't be offended. That's okay. Just sad for them. Sad for them, but keep trying because you're going to brighten people's days by doing that. Now, I think that's one of the hardest things, for especially women, but I think everyone, to overcome is just being rejected like that. Like, it doesn't take much. By perfect strangers, it doesn't even matter if you know them or not. If they won't acknowledge you, it's hard. It hurts. But you have to learn how to get past that and not let it affect you, because if you do, and there were times when I did, There were shows when people were rude and I just wanted to go crawl under my table and stop talking to people. It's hard to push past that, but you gotta keep going because you're gonna get that a lot. You are, but it's nothing personal against you. You're just there demonstrating your product. They came to the show, they should be expecting that, and that's what you're there to do. So don't just push forward like, what the heck, you came here? You knew we were gonna be selling to you? He's grumpy. Okay, I don't like grumpy people. I'm sorry, problem with it. We'll move on though, but most people aren't grumpy. I found that 90% of women want you to talk to them. They want your input, they want your help. So just kind of read the body language. If someone's cranky, be like, all right, this is how it works. If you have any questions, let me know. You know, some people want the full explanation. Some people want you to stand there for 2 hours with them and help them pick out whatever they're doing. And that's okay too. So just kind of be aware. Again, it's reading that, you know, person and determining kind of how engaged you need to be with them. And don't be afraid to step back and just let them look and pop back in. You have any questions? How's everything going? That's what I would do. I kind of bounced around. Okay, put that up there. I did. I would just bounce around. I would make sure they understood the concept. And some people didn't even want me to explain the concept. I'd be like, okay, well, great. This is a totally new way to wear jewelry, so yeah, let me know if you have questions. And almost every time they'd be like, they'd stand there, and they'd be like, okay, so, okay, then you can show them. But, you know, don't, like I said, don't be afraid to just stand back and let them try and figure it out, because eventually they're going to ask for your help. Okay, upsell. Again, don't be afraid to upsell. You know, if they are loving a piece, be like, oh, look what you can wear with this. Look at the ring that goes with it. Look at the earrings that match. Great way to do that is when they're checking out, too. Be like, oh, did you see the earrings that go with this? That's so cute. You have to have them. Drawings are a great way. Yes? Marianne? Oh, snap. I take so long. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going. Drawings. If the trade show is slow, a really good thing to do is do drawings. And what we would do is we would say, hey, we're going to do a drawing in 30 minutes. You want to put your name in for a free versus style piece? And then they would come back. Everyone has to be present for the drawing. They'd come back for the drawing, and guess what I'd do? I'd demonstrate. And it was great. I had this huge group of people to demonstrate to, and someone would win the versus style piece, and then almost always people would come into the booth and buy stuff, especially the person that won, because they wanted more pieces to go with it. So that's a great way. If things are a little bit slow, it's a great way to kind of get things moving. Use the wish list too at the trade shows. Don't be afraid to use the wish list. Okay, on the go demonstration. This is something you should be doing every single day. What a cool opportunity we have, because we are walking advertisement. What other product? I mean, there's not a whole lot of other products out there, you know. You can't wear your protein shake if you're selling protein shakes, right? But you get to wear jewelry, and how many times do people compliment you on your jewelry? Happens to me almost every time I'm out. Almost every time. And so, we're pretty lucky, I think. So, when someone says to you, I love your necklace, what are you going to say?
Watch what it can do.
It's not a necklace! Oh my gosh, what I love about this piece is, look what it can do, and whip out your 20-second demonstration. You have to see this. You have to see this. And if someone doesn't comment on your jewelry, comment on theirs. I was at the scout office getting my son registered when we moved to Utah, and there was a lady that had a necklace on that was a similar style to some of the stuff in our catalog, and I said, oh my gosh, I love your necklace. You know what, you would love this Mialisia jewelry. She was like, really? Yes. I'm like, I'll bring you a catalog when I come back in. Which is my next point. Always carry stuff with you. I'm the worst at that. I was on the plane and all I had was this crumpled up like little concept booklet in the bottom of my bag. I'm pretty sure I had gum stuck on the back of it. And it was really embarrassing. It really was. I was like, this is all I have, but I know, right? So be prepared. Be prepared. Have your cards. Have a concept booklet. Have catalogs with you at all times, because I am telling you, if you will open your mouth, you will have an opportunity almost every day to share something with someone. Okay? So be prepared. Have your 20-second demonstration. Have your phrase. What are you going to say if someone compliments you on your jewelry? Just be prepared. Have those things in your head. Ariane always says, if I were to wake you up out of a dead sleep, right? You should be able to rattle off your, demonstration and your you're opening and you should have certain things that you just know and that just come out really easily. They're easy for you to say. And if you practice those things and take advantage of those moments, you are going to have success. So, demonstrate, have fun. Really, we're not selling, we're demonstrating. And everyone can demonstrate. You don't have to be a salesperson. The jewelry will sell itself. It really will. I've seen it over and over and over, hundreds of times. The jewelry will sell itself because women love versatility, and women love to be able to create their own looks. So, there it is!
Let's go, girls.